call tonight. Aaron's the storm, he's ready to fight. Voices echo in darkness, where honesty dwells. Aaron drops knowledge, casting his spells. Feelings are fading, lost in the fray. If you can't handle it, step out of the way. It's a bitter pill, but he's done being nice. Had to say it, no holding back. Words like fire, igniting the track. Listen or leave it, your call tonight. Aaron's the storm, he's ready to fight. It's a bitter pill, but he's done being nice. Had to say it, no holding back. Words like fire, igniting the track. Listen or leave it, your call tonight. Aaron's the storm, he's ready to fight. So brace yourself tight, prepare for the quake. Aaron had to say it, the truth won't break. Yeah, the truth won't break. I had to say, or else it would just go unsaid. Yeah, I had to say, or else it would just go unsaid. If you didn't get it from me, you'd hear it from some new man instead. I may cuss and yell, but I know what I say is right. You know what, I will fucking yell, but I know what I say is right. So long as the world be fucking shit up, I'ma yell into this mic. Left or right, don't matter, I will call you on your shit. I said left or right, don't fucking matter, I will call you on your shit. If you decide that fucking up, the gorilla's gonna deal with it. Yeah, I had to say it, or else it will go unsaid. Yeah, I had to fucking say it, or else it will just go unsaid. If you didn't hear it yelled at the top of my lungs, you got fed a crock of shit instead.
The podcast you are about to listen to contains at least one of the following: strong language, disturbing topics, abusive opinions, generally things that aren't appropriate for little kids or overly sensitive people. So if any of that stuff's going to get your nose out of joint, this is your chance to turn it off.
It's Aaron, your favorite unfiltered mess. Spitting takes so raw, they'll make your grandma stress. Is this, that, and the other? Life, politics, the whole damn scene. Whatever crosses my mind, or whatever I saw on my screen. Woo! Movies to munchies, games to the grind. Interviews flowing, this is starting to sound like a date, ain't it? Dinner, drink, sports, wait, you buying? If not, tough luck, my opinion still flying. No script, no filter, just pure chaos bliss. I might offend your auntie or your therapist. Society's clown show, yeah, I'm ringing the bell. If it's stupid, it's sacred, well, it had to be said. What the hell? Buckle up, buttercup, the mic's getting reckless. I had to say it. Now, pass the tissues for the trigger.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of I Had to Say It. So we're going to start as we do by saying to Iceman, Jason, Javier, Fitz, McShane, El Jefe, El Devlin, El Morte, to the guys from the Report, to Billy G, to Walt from the B-Rob Podcast, to Kate, the Duchess of New Jersey, to Boomer Bob, to George Fonts for the World of Blaze Podcast, to Josh from New Hampshire, to Bill from Clockham Craft Coffee, to Lisa, our newest member of the fun little crew here. Thank you guys all for your continued support. It means the world to me that I have you guys to name off every day. And on the off chance this show ever takes off and blows up, I will still love all of you more than everybody else because you've been here pretty much from the jump. And it means the world to me that you guys put up with me and keep coming back for more despite all my nonsense. So, I got a few things that are kind of dancing around in my mind. Literally the first thing I'm going to talk about is probably not something anybody would think I'm going to put on a show because it's generally not the kind of crap I talk about. But it's a little it's a little smidgen. It actually does tie into something, that I actually do care about, something that actually matters to me in the grand scheme of things. So, and it may be a little convoluted to get there, but I will do my best to explain what's going on here. Oh yeah, by the way, first and foremost, happy Cinco de Mayo to all who celebrate. I'm a little remiss. I still have to when I get done with this episode, I got to go to social media and renew my annual post of my Cinco de Mayo picture. Because damn it, at this point it's just tradition, and I think it's funny. I'm not going to apologize for that. I think it's funny. Okay, so anyway, first thing I want to talk about today is over the weekend there was a case of the Met Gala happened. A lot of celebrities, self-important motherfuckers that are out there, just walking around in dresses that cost more than most people's income, being self-important political fucks who like, oh my God, I'm here to make a statement. Oh my God, I'm here to represent. And for some odd fucking reason, and this isn't actually why I'm talking about the fucking Met Gala, but I'm thinking about the Met Gala and the things that go on with it. There was a trend this year of all the guys were wearing dresses, basically. I don't know how else to put it. There's no other way to explain it. We're shattering, societal standards and all this other shit. And like even The Rock was wearing a fucking dress. He was wearing pants under the dress, but he was wearing a dress, basically saying that, in Polynesian culture, all the manliest men wear skirts. And it's like, that's great. But up until, recently, yeah, the Polynesian culture was a thing, but you never really pushed the whole skirt aspect of things until this year. Rock, what's going on? Is it a humiliation ritual? Are the elites getting to you? Are all the fucking, tinfoil hatters right? And it's all the baby eating pedophiles are out there making you humiliate yourself so you can get another multi-million-dollar movie? I don't know. But honestly, that's not why I'm harping on the Met Gala, even though that is in my mind at this point. That's a thing that happened. And unfortunately, my feed here refreshed. I didn't bookmark the one thing, so I kind of suck. But there was I forget who it was, but to kind of explain why it's bothering me,
and the whole dual standards bullshit that exists behind most of what goes on in the world at the Met Gala. Okay, here it is. There's a thing about New York, right? And New York and every other commie shithole state that wants the populace disarmed so they can continue to do their fucking retarded bullshit that they do, because the less armed you are, the less they have to be afraid of. And I will die by that fucking hill that it's a case of just retarded shit. They want you disarmed, and if you're willing, if you're not willing to take the accountability for your own safety and the safety of that which you provide for your family, you deserve what you get, as far as I'm concerned. And it's one of those things, I've never made a secret of it. I'm staunchly Second Amendment, like all the way. My stance on the Second Amendment is if I have the resources, I should be able to have a fucking Sherman tank in the garage, and I should have a grenade launcher sitting on my desk. And actually, I've been kind of looking into it. I may actually be able to buy a 34 millimeter as opposed to a 40 Mike, but there is a civilian version of that particular type of thing. I just don't know what the Illinois laws are on it. But if I can find a way around it, I swear to God, there's going to be a grenade launcher in the background on these live streams, because I am going to start writing off all the shit I put back here, because I was looking at it, and even though the numbers are very insignificant, I can consider this a source of income now if I want to file taxes on it. Granted that I don't make nearly enough to offset what I spend just on the hosting services and shit like that, but that's neither here nor there. That's tomato, tomato. I could actually consider all of this stuff like business expenses, because I'm making money off of the podcast if I were actually making money. Like I said, there's some legal weird stuff in there, but if I can find a way to justify it, I'm buying a fucking grenade launcher. That's what it boils down to. So, sorry, babe. Sorry you had to find out this way, but yeah, your husband's trying to buy a grenade launcher. Anyway, yeah, so back to the point of it. So the Met Gala's in New York, right? And how this ties into the Second Amendment, which is a thing. New York, severe commie state. Moose, go on, beat it. Sorry, the cat's trying to bite me. Moose, go. I will be right back. Pardon the interruption. My apologies. He does tend to get a little bitey when he doesn't get his way. And I'm putting these back on because I do notice I sound different with them on. Train of thought, where was I? Okay, yeah. So the Met Gala is in New York City, famous communist shithole, currently one of the worst Second Amendment offenders, even ahead of my own state. As much as I hate the gun right laws in here, they're actually worse in New York City. To cite the case of Dexter Taylor, a guy who literally didn't break any fucking laws until some stupid rule changed, where he was buying parts online and assembling rifles in his home because he liked it. The guy was an engineer. It was relaxing to him. He was very much not doing anything to hurt anybody. They said he was an illegal weapons manufacturer, even though literally every piece he had ever ordered, every part he had ever machined or milled was accounted for in his possession. And when he was brought to court about it, the judge literally said, "Don't bring up the Second Amendment in my courtroom. There is no Second Amendment argument here." So just blatant, disgusting, treading all over your fucking rights. And yeah, so in New York City, where the Met Gala was hosted, it's illegal to own body armor. I believe it's actually illegal in the whole state, but it's definitely illegal in the city to own body armor. You can be arrested and put in prison for wearing it because they want you easier to kill. That's what it boils down to. The fact that it's a defensive piece of equipment, the fact that it possesses no offensive capabilities other than keeping you alive, it's illegal in one of the places where realistically you should probably have fucking body armor if you want to stay healthy and whole in those places, and you're not rich enough to afford private security. It's illegal. It's a felony. It's a case of, okay, that's fine. So it's illegal. There's a lady who was at the fucking Met Gala. Raquel Chevermont. I don't know the name. Maybe she's an actress. Maybe she's a whatever. I don't fucking know. But she was there in a designer bulletproof dress, a literal dress made out of body armor, dolled up to be a Met Gala thing with a corset and a bunch of other shit. Fact of the matter is, it is still a functional piece. It wasn't designed to look like body armor. It was made using body armor. It was a statement against gun violence. Said on the front of the dress, gun violence is killing our kids. Of course, it's this leftist gun grabbing, blame the gun, not the fucking criminal mentality behind it. But the point that really chafes my ass is it's a prime illustration of the rules for thee, not for me mindset that these fucks have. Because again, she went to this $10,000 a plate dinner celebrating equality and whatever other fucking horseshit these self-important cunts tell themselves to make them feel like they're contributing to society by spending all this money and going out and being self-important cunts. That she was committing a felony to make a public statement without the slightest fear of repercussion. She literally committed a felony in the state of New York by receiving that body armor. And, again, no fear of repercussion. No, there will be no charges filed against her because she was doing it to push a leftist bullshit narrative. So it just infuriated me to where I was like, I'm going to say something about the Met Gala now, and that's not my fucking wheelhouse. That's not something I ever give a shit about. Celebrities having a circle jerk telling themselves how wonderful they are is not something I will ever fucking care about. I hate those people with the passion of 1,000 fucking suns. They all fucking irritate me. It's frustrating. Pardon the hydration, guys. Still a little thirsty. And as I look in the mirror, I'm getting a little puffy again here in the camera. I'm getting a little puffy again. I'm going to have to get back in the gym. Because, yes, now that I do have a job again, I have every intention of getting back in the gym, and I'm going to get shredded and be all kinds of just swole and intimidating and physically impressive. But anyway, so that's the first thing I want to talk about. The next thing I want to talk about also happened over the last few days. Excuse me. So it's a case of, excuse me. Ilhan Omar, my favorite absolute fucking retard that failed upwards into a position she has no business being in. And just to remind everybody, is the daughter of a fucking warlord who fled here as a refugee from a regime that was ousted by the population, and that was their claim for, even though she shouldn't have been able to get in for multiple reasons. Yeah, so she refused to turn over any kind of documents to a committee in Minnesota that is supposedly investigating the $250 million Somali feeding the future fraud scam. She's all kinds of involved in it. She's refusing to cooperate. Again, I'm expecting nothing's going to fucking come from it. I don't really think anything's going to happen that's going to... I mean, why would it at this point? I'm fed up with both sides, to be completely honest. The politics situation in this country is absolutely fucking abhorrent to me because we have one side that's just blatantly, disgustingly willing to flout the rules and the law. And the other side that's really excited about making strongly worded posts every time they do it without actually fucking doing anything about it. They're so afraid that someday the shoe will be on the other foot that they keep allowing this shit to happen because they're afraid someday somebody may turn it around and all of a sudden use the law against them for the... And, I know it's like talking to a 3-year-old when you have to say things like this, but the real short bus simple solution to these fucking things, the like window licking kid in the fucking helmet will understand this shit solution to it is, if you don't want to worry about being attacked for breaking the law when your opponents are in power, you don't break the fucking law. That way, when you're enforcing the law and keeping them from getting that power back because they're in fucking prison, you don't have to worry about it. And it's not like warfare or lawfare to go after your opponents for violating the fucking law. Lawfare is writing new laws to go after your opponents. Enforcing the law of the land upon the people who are supposed to be subject to it, but apparently aren't, is just the fucking law. So, yeah, that worthless brain-dead retard who a clip surfaced of her when she was talking about Trump using the immigrants and immigrants and oh god, the whatchamacallit, the law that they locked up the Germans and the Japanese under during World War II. And she very much so got dragged for this, and she deserves to because she was reading from her prepared script and read World War II as World War 11 because she's a fucking retard. And I actually, in the interest of being forthright and honest and holding myself to the standard I always say other people should be held to, I do need to issue a correction. It was last week or the week before. I believe I said the aggregate Somalian IQ was averaged at 68. I was in error about that. I was wrong. It's actually 83. So still fucking retarded, just not as retarded as I thought, because apparently I was listening to a thing where they literally went down the list of how retarded people are in the country, and for the developed world, where anywhere there was testing to point to, Somalia still came in dead last. So Somalia is not, I mean, they might have sent their best and their brightest here, but their best and the brightest are still fucking, paste-eating, fucking window-licking, big-headed, bobblehead, light bulb-head looking motherfuckers, inbred sacks of shit with the fucking mental capacity of a fucking 3-year-old. And somehow they're still managing to defraud our government out of billions of fucking dollars. So that begs the question, are our politicians just that fucking stupid, or are they actually complicit? And which one would actually be worse? Is it worse that they're fucking so dumb that they're getting scammed by fucking retards? Or is it worse that they're so corrupt that they're getting a kickback, so they allow the retards to defraud the general populace for their flavor of wetting their beak? These are the things that keep me up at night. These are the reasons why I will probably never have any real impact in the world. I will never have any influence. These are the things that keep me from living a successful life, because I get focused on the wrong fucking things, like balancing the pros and cons and the moral attitude of these things, then sitting there and looking back and going, well, that was a lot of energy invested in that, and I could have invested that in actually thinking about something profitable and making something of myself. But instead, I'm sitting here obsessing over, are our politicians evil or stupid? And then I come to the realization it's probably fucking both, which brings me to the next thing I want to talk about, which would be Brandon Johnson, the mayor of fucking Chicago. Now, I haven't bitched about local politics in a while, and it's mostly because I've been busy, I've been tired, I've been occupied. I haven't really been paying very much fucking attention. As you guys, anybody who's been keeping up with the show knows the last few episodes have been kind of draggy, kind of frustrating. And it's, I'm trying to get into things. And, I got to be honest, I'm tired, guys. I'm weary. I'm like butter spread over too much toast. Or too much bread. Fuck, I fucked up the quote. Anyway, so it's a case of, realistically, at the end of the day, I'm trying to be here for you guys. I'm trying to be consistent. I'm trying to do good. Again, basically, I got a full-time job. I got a part-time job. I got my own side project going, which, by the way, update for anybody who kicked in on the Ember Forge project. Spices are all ordered. I will be taking delivery of them this week. I'm going to start cutting the blends up. I still got to get the packaging and the labeling all straightened out. And so, yeah, just so an update for anybody who's curious about that. Going to get all that work rolling here. Yeah, I just derailed my own thoughts. Where was I going? Oh, yeah, fucking Brandon Johnson. So last week, there was a shooting in Chicago. A convicted guy who was out on electronic monitoring rolled up on some cops, ventilated them. One of them died. Brandon Johnson, there's a reporter. The guy's name is William J. Kelly. He is probably the only reporter in the city of Chicago I actually fucking respect. He's not playing the nice game. He's not just throwing little softball questions for that fucking Hershey Kiss-headed fucking retard that runs the city to bump back so he can blame white people and blame racism and blame everything else he does except for his own failed fucking communist policies, and the CTU that has their hands so far up his ass that they work him like a goddamn black howdy doody. But anyway, so William Kelly took this fucking idiot, dragged him over the coals, saying, are you going to acknowledge that, these soft on crime policies are the reason this cop is dead? Are you going to apologize to this cop's family? And all he did was deflect and try and make it seem like, I'm not going to dignify that with an answer. I'm not going to respond to that. The guy's an utter piece of shit. I don't know how people are still voting for people like this. I don't know in what world this is a good situation. So that's just my own personal little pissing and moaning about that. So if you get a chance, go check out William J. Kelly. If you're interested in the local Chicago stuff, he's like I said, he's pretty good. He's, asks Brandon questions that he won't fucking answer, but they deserve to be out there on the public record. Going to take a little pause here, say just to something different I'm going to try out because I saw it on another show and I like it. I'm going to acknowledge some people who are in the chat. So we've got Billy G, who I already said hey to earlier. We have Lisa's in the chat. We have Bill from Clock Craft Coffee. We've got my lovely bride. We have Jimmy Tomich and Shane McShane of Razorwire News. And Cody's in the chat. So, hey, Cody. Hey, guys. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the show. Thank you for joining me. I'm still getting used to the whole Tuesday timestamp. I did start a little later than I was planning on today. Had a work-related phone call literally as I was getting ready to start the streams that delayed me by about 15 minutes. So, thanks for hopping in with me tonight, guys. It's wonderful to see you all here. As always, now that especially with the new setup and as the office is coming along nicely, you guys can see all my stuff on the shelves back there, and it's I've got some new stuff over. This is going to be riveting for the audio listeners. I've got some bottles of Tennessee hot sauce here that my good buddy Bruce sent to me to try out. I'm looking forward to trying them. I haven't done it yet because they just showed up the other day, and I haven't really been home to eat. So, and I'm not taking them to work because I don't want anybody else to get them. Those are mine. Those are for Aaron and Aaron alone. And yeah, you can see over there I've got all my Ken coloring books, and I got my motorcycles up top, and my whiskeys and my bourbons, and behind me those are my books, my autograph books. That's my Braxton McCoy book, which The Glass Factory, if you're into GWAT stuff or any kind of military stuff, it's a really good book. You should check it out. Talks about how he got IED blowed up and then his process of recovery and everything else. Got my 2 Robert Frank books there. See? My 2 Robert Frank books and my picture of Robert Frank holding up a sign that says "Love you, Aaron," which is going to live in infamy there on my shelf because, frankly, it makes me giggle. Not like inherent fanboy kind of things or anything, but Rob's a good dude. Like I said, I've talked about him on the show before. He's one of my internet friends who like I said, he's got an internet following, but he's a really down to earth dude when you talk to him. But anyway, so yeah, I'm babbling. Anyway, so studio's coming along. Sound treatment's still not back up. Just got the dye in to re-dye the fabrics on them, and I will probably be trying to get that done this weekend. So hopefully I'll have those up next week. But on the playback I've listened to the last couple of weeks, the audio was not terrible. So, I mean, there's enough crap in here, I think, that breaks up most of the echo points. So I don't think the audio is too bad. Lorenzo said my high end sounded really dialed in last week. So that was really nice of him. I appreciated that a lot. And, yeah, and yes, Cody, my lightsabers are there. I was actually going to turn them on just to have them on for background but the one needs to be recharged, and so I was like, just having one on is dumb, so I'm going to just leave them both sit there to chill. Yeah, so anyway, that's completely derailed where I was going with this, as is about par for the course. I am going to say, if there's anything in the chat that you guys want to throw out that you want me to touch on, that would be fine by me. Because like I said, now I can see it. Yes, there's still like a maybe 45-second delay between when you guys type something and when I see it. I have not yet figured out how to mitigate that, but we are going to work on it. And like I said, I may look at opening up the Discord during this, or something else. No, Shauna, there's never enough crap. There's always going to be room for more crap. It's just, you married somebody who likes crap. Get over it. So anyway, let's see. So we talked about Brandon Johnson's an idiot who won't apologize to the families of the cops who died because of the lax on crime Chicago policy. Let's see. Let's see. Cody said, talk about China trying to say no to American sanctions. Well, if I was a little bit better informed on that, I could go at length on it. I did hear that, China's basically saying, no, you can't sanction us. And the funny thing about that is yes, the fuck we can. The only reason it may actually work that we can't is it's a case of how many politicians, how many corporations are bought and sold by China sitting there saying saying that, oh, wait, no, we can't do this. They're, our trading partner or whatever. Now, the thing about that is, yes, China is in a position of, we buy tons of shit from China. That doesn't mean they can tell us no to our sanctions. If we decide they're getting sanctioned on something, they're getting fucking sanctioned on it, whether they like it or not, because at the end of the day, they produce a ton of shit for export. If we decide we're not going to fucking buy it, that's an entirely different matter. They're in a position of leverage. They say, well, we're not going to sell you our crap. Well, what are you going to do with it? It's going to sit on the shelves. You're not going to be able to eat it. You're not going to be able to fucking, trade it for currency because we're not going to buy it. And a lot of other countries aren't in a position where we are a consumer nation. A lot of places in this world fucking are not. Much like any other relationship in existence, the power lies with the one who has the ability to walk away. And as has been demonstrated in the past, America has the ability to produce literally anything we need. We may not be able to do it at slave wages and shit might get more expensive, but if in terms of the essentials, we have the capacity to within, the American spirit. Just look at how fucking World War II went. We went from being in a depression to massive military production in a span of months. It's not just a case of, yes, we lose some convenience. We lose some fucking, some cheap crap. But at the end of the day, we're still in a position where we can say, you know what, we don't need your cheap shit. Now, granted, does our society have the fucking, the wherewithal, the backbone, the gumption to do that? No, because in a lot of ways, we're a fat, lazy, spoiled society that's used to instant gratification. We have an entire generation of fucking young people who are utterly dumbfounded by the ideas of, like, you might have to sacrifice something now to get a better result fucking later. It's an utterly foreign concept to an entire generation of people because we fucked up. I don't know how else to put it. Early Gen X, late scale boomers, they just fucked up. And they raised a bunch of soft-ass kids that don't have any sense of urgency or any sense of need or any sense of loss, because even the most poorly off in this country are still living leaps and bounds ahead of people in the third world shitholes. So they don't have any real strife or struggle or anything to define themselves by, other than, well, we heard this. I mean, it's the same reason, the fucking champagne fucking socialists get the foothold they do, because these people have never had to deal with real strife or real poverty or real problems. And I feel like it's symptomatic of a society where nobody is really suffering, where nobody's really hurting, where you're not going to be working in a factory all day churning out iPhones for 83 fucking cents like you would be if you were living in China. Those communist utopias that none of these fucking assholes will actually move to get the lifestyle they seem to think they want to impose on our fucking society here. So it's a case of, yeah. And Cody said in the chat, he's actually throwing some good ones out here. He said we could reshore the business, which would be like, what I'm talking about, getting back to a case of it's produced domestically. If we need it, it's here. The case of the rest of the planet benefiting from the sweat, and it's not just a fiscal thing. I mean, the vast majority of Europe and pretty much all the world really benefits from our military, benefits from our our tax dollars, benefits in a lot of cases fraudulently, benefits from our dollars because they wash it and send it back to the politicians, whether it be through campaign donations, fucking NGOs, or any other of the fucking myriad shell games they use to relocate money from our pockets to theirs. And, yeah, it's frustrating. That's one of those reasons also why I don't think there'll actually be any change, because the people that are in charge of the system are the ones that are fucking benefiting from the status quo, and the people who are getting fucked are you and me and everybody else with a job and a fucking axe to grind, you know? And, yeah, so that's my kind of 2 pennies on the poorly prepared, poorly thought out thoughts on China trying to say they're not going to tolerate American sanctions. And, you know, then you always get these fucking liberal retards, leftist assholes that are going to be out there pounding their chest saying, well, you know, China's got their own army. China's it could be a global war. Da, 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 da. And it's, you know, we do killing people really fucking good as Americans. You know, it's like there's, you know, lines in movies, lines in, you know, pop culture. It's like, but America's sport has always been and always will be at the end of the day guns. There's no other country on the planet that has the same mentality when it comes to we're really good at coming up with new ways to kill shit. And yeah, that's kind of why it's like, you know, you're talking about a starving population that's going to be on par with the most well-fed, well-equipped military on the fucking planet. It might be near peer. It's not going to be peer to peer if there is a conflict in that situation. So, yeah, no, all the commie bootlickers can suck my left testicle because they like things that are on the left, and that will be on the left, so they can have that testicle. Anyway, yeah. So next thing, apparently, LA city officials openly saying they want to let illegals vote. Doesn't surprise me in the fucking slightest. That's always been the play for these leftist assholes. It's literally the only way they can maintain their grip, especially after they've alienated so many people that were traditionally their strongholds for votes. When you've got the poor domestic people, and I don't want to single out any one group because it's all the fucking poors. For a very long time, the left played on the fucking vulnerability and the susceptibility of broke motherfuckers. You, me, anybody fucking else who was struggling to make bills pay. The Democrats, oh, we're here to help you. We're your friends. We're here to fucking make sure you get things that we think you should have because you think you should have them. You know, all you got to do is give us more of your freedom, more of your rights, more of your money, more of your power, more of your fucking choice. And at some point, a lot of the broke motherfuckers realized it's bullshit because they always take more than they give. They're giving you crumbs while they're eating the fucking cake. And they may have deliberately, through the American educational system, bred an entire generation of absolute fucking retards who would just march along blindly with these things and say, yeah, you know what, we should be taken advantage of. Because it's all what they're going to do is they're going to get all those evil rich people who have more than me. I mean, the entire leftist ideology seems to be built on a system of jealousy. And if you look at the fucking, you know, the fucking elder statesman of the fucking left, and you got like Bernie fucking Sanders, that fucking yammering old cockstain, he is the epitome of petty fucking jealousy. He is such a worthless, non-contributory sack of shit. He's a multimillionaire who has 3 mansions and has never created a single fucking cent in the private sector. His entire life has been in the public sector. He has never created a single fucking job in this world. He has never done anything that contributes to society other than fly around, you know, business class or better and bitch about rich people. And in the 90s and in the early 2000s, it was the fucking millionaires are unfair. The millionaires have too much. Your life sucks because this guy has money and you fucking don't, and it's not fair. So the government's going to take the money from him, and then we'll give you a little tiny bit of shit so you can feel better about yourself because you know he doesn't have it anymore, so it must be a good thing. That hypocritical sack of cock didn't have a fucking thing to say about millionaires once he became one. Now the billionaires are the bad guy because he's a petty, jealous little fucking troll. And they had, little Bernie with his little mittens. He's a meme. It's so cute. No, that worthless commie fuckstain is the asshole who shows up to the fucking potluck, doesn't bring anything except for plates, takes a Tupperware to take everything home with him, and then bitches about the quality of the fucking food on his way out the door. Fuck that worthless, shriveled cock. I hope he has fucking rectal cancer and it spreads to his fucking brain. Wow, I'm really irritated by Bernie. Apparently, I don't know where the fuck all that came from. Wishing cancer on a guy. That's not nice. I mean, now granted, if he did have rectal cancer, it would spread to his head really quickly because it's always shoved up his fucking ass. But at the end of the day, that worthless little troglodyte, I can't give too much energy to this guy. Like I said, I'm tired, guys. I'm frizzled. I'm frazzled. I haven't gotten a good night's sleep in weeks. But I'm here for you. I'm trying to put something out so at least there's a little something so you guys don't forget I exist. Because that's one of those things. You take one day off and the algorithm just decides you're dead and you don't exist anymore. So you don't organically wind up in front of anybody. That's why I love you guys that actually keep coming back every week so much. Because I may not be doing stellar numbers. I may not be putting out their shows. I mean, we're growing a little bit. The numbers keep. I mean, they're steady. And I'm sure I'm alienating some people. I'm losing some people every week because they're like, all this guy does is fucking bitch and he doesn't have any solutions. I got all kinds of fucking solutions. The problem is if I offer most of them up in a public forum, I'm going to wind up in fucking prison because they're really not very nice. It's like, it's a case of all of the situations. There are solutions for everything. And I used to do thought exercises. And I'll tell you one thing, I could literally turn this fucking world around if I was put in position of authority for about 3 weeks. And 3 weeks is about how long I figure I would make it before somebody decided to put a fucking bullet in the back of my head. But in those 3 weeks, I would put moves in place that would literally burn the system to the fucking ground and make sure we never wound up in this position again. And, I mean, that may be completely narcissistic to think I could do something nobody else could do. But, when you walk into a situation knowing you're going to die in 3 fucking weeks, you tend to have less fucks to give. And I realize that's what it would take to make any real lasting changes. You'd have to burn the system down from the inside. It wouldn't be peaceful. It would be raw. It would be brutal. And it would be fucking, it would be epic on a scale that would literally rewrite the fucking ideals of man because you would have to accommodate. And when you see how bad something could actually fucking be, that pendulum motion that I'm always talking about when it comes to societal shit, where we go way too far one fucking way and we go way too far the other fucking way, and the society keeps swinging back and forth. And it's this ongoing historical problem that you see it if you look at historical facts for every culture in the fucking world, whether it goes from empire to fucking, little fucking grass huts. If you want to take and kill the momentum on that fucking pendulum, it would have to take something of global fucking proportions. So, so realistically, no, I don't offer up the solutions because the stuff I have would probably give a lot of people fucking nightmares. And, that's just me saying it's a case of, it is what it is. And, it's now Cody says I should smoke a bowl. Billy says it's brutal. Shauna says I can't die. I need a mouthpiece with a death wish. No, see the problem with that, babe, is just I am a mouthpiece. Let's be honest. Anybody who listens to this show on anything resembling a semi-regular basis to regular basis, I appreciate, like, some people come back because they want to hear the long-winded, no breath, nonstop, just venting of my spleen where, oh my God, I can't believe you said that. That's something I've been thinking, but I don't want to say it out loud because, people will get mad at me or whatever. The whole, how many times I've had somebody say, everybody's thinking that, but nobody wants to say it. And you're going to say it because you don't seem to give a shit about whatever, blah, 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 blah. I'm not afraid of cancel culture. I'm not afraid of somebody coming out and trying to find me. I'm not afraid of fucking the repercussions of my actions because I honestly believe I'm not that fucking significant. I reach a handful of people, but ideas are important. Ideas are way harder to kill than fucking individuals. But another thing that's really hard to kill, way harder to kill than an individual, is a fucking, blatant in your face fucking lesson. And that's sometimes what I think the world needs. And as far as being a mouthpiece with a death wish, I don't have a death wish, but I am a mouthpiece. And funny little side note for speaking of the mouthpiece thing. Years and years ago, somebody said this to me, and it actually tracks, and I looked it up, and apparently Aaron, which is, my name, and the way it's spelled in, like, the Hebrew version is literally, like, the mouthpiece. So, that fits. It tracks. Apparently my parents knew something when they were picking out names. Or maybe the name steered the course. I don't know. For as much as I fucking talk and how smooth I am with it sometimes, I've recently had somebody point out to me that they think it's absolutely astounding that I'm the kind of person who can tell somebody to go fuck themselves, and at the end of the conversation they're thanking me for my time. I mean, in a lot of ways, I am the ultimate customer service individual because I'm going to tell you you're not going to get what you want. I'm going to tell you why you're not going to get what you want. And at the end of the conversation, you're going to walk away laughing and feeling better for having talked to me. So it's a gift. It's a gift and a curse. It's the way I do a lot of things. So, shit, now I completely forgot where I was going with all this stuff. Cody says smoke a bowl. I cannot smoke a bowl, buddy. I'm leaning more towards gummies these days. You know, just it's less harsh on the throat. Let's see. Shauna mentions they have the cure for cancer. There's just way too much money in the treatment. I think that's actually probably the case for a lot of diseases that are out there. There's, they have the cures on hand, but there's no money in a cure. The point is to fucking, you make more money milking the cow than you do selling the fucking hamburgers, So you can get more milk that way. You can keep, you don't have, if you kill the cow, the food's gone. If you get rid of the disease, there's no fucking, comeback. But, when you want to treat it for 20 or 30 fucking years, yeah, there's some money there. So, that's why that's the way it is. It's the world we live in. It's the reality of the things. Oh, shit, Cody got a medical card in Kentucky. Congratulations. That's I know that's solid for you, bro. Good for you. I'm happy for you. Now I forgot where I was going with all that. That conversation really got derailed fast, actually. Good job, chat. Thanks for the help there. We'll call that an assist. I don't know if the video is frozen for you guys. It's frozen on my end, so I don't know if it's working or not. But if you can still hear me, that's phenomenal. If somebody can say a little something in the chat, so let me know I'm not having all kinds of issues on my end. That would be great. But in the meantime, since I still have not gotten any new promos for anybody, I'm not going to play one today because I just, I'm not gonna. That's realistically what it boils down to. It's a case of I'm not gonna do it because I don't wanna. So we're gonna just dive into the recipe this week. Go check out the friends of the show. Go listen to Razor Wire. Go sign up for their Substack. Go check out Misanthrope Radio. Go check out. Okay, Cody says I'm not frozen. McShane says I'm all good. Shauna says good. All right, cool. So I'm still going. It just looks frozen on my computer for some reason. Where was I? I said Razorwire. Go check out Nerd Chronicles Bake Lore. The last couple episodes were phenomenal. Javi was going deep dive on fucking Kirby. That was a great episode. Really different ways of Cody. I don't have yours. You'll have to get it to me. But yeah, it was a great episode this last week. I really enjoyed it. I'm gonna have to start getting a little more active on the contact highs and stuff. Yeah, Cody, give me the ad you made for Bill. I could actually. Since I'm not running an ad for another podcast, I'll say go to Clockham Craft Coffee to get all of the finest individually hand-selected beans roasted with love. I've seen Bill doing it on a couple of live streams where he's sitting there, he's casually selecting, caressing the beans, feeding them into the roaster, caressing them, giving them another caress. I mean, they're very well caressed beans, roasted to perfection, then flicked off into a bag and shipped off to you post haste to bring you some of the finest bean juice on the fucking planet. That's right, Clockham Craft Coffee. COLOCKUMCRAFT.coffee. It's fucking good coffee. So anyway, beyond that, we're going to go into the recipe here this week. We are going to do, this is an Asian salad with a mandarin chili vinaigrette. It's, again, it's just something I like. This is out of the Little Book. See, Little Book. Oops, I should cover that up. It's branding. Yeah, it's promotional shit I got. I have tons of chef swag with promotional shit. Anyway, Asian salad with mandarin chili vinaigrette is 1/2 head shredded Napa cabbage, 1/2 head shredded bok choy, 2 ounces of matchstick cut carrots, 1 ounce of water chestnuts sliced and drained, 1 ounce of bamboo shoots drained, 1/8 of an ounce of toasted edamame, which I actually generally tend to omit when I make it because I don't like edamame, but whatever. And then you garnish it with toasted sesame seeds. For the chili vinaigrette, you're going to take 3/4 of a cup of lime juice, 1 3/4 cups of soy sauce, 1 cup of brown sugar, 3/4 of a cup of olive oil, 1/4 cup of fresh garlic, 1/4 cup. Wait, does it? No, that can't be right. That's ridiculously too much. That's No, it says 1/4 cup of crushed red pepper flakes and 3 tablespoons of sesame oil. And you're going to blend all that together using a blender, food processor, immersion blender, whatever, until it emulsifies. Then you're going to take that and you are going to incorporate 1 cup of mandarins, like, the little oranges, little mandarin oranges, and you're going to fold it in with the dressing, and then you're going to toss all that with your Asian salad blend, and then you have your Asian salad with mandarins and chili vinaigrette. So that's the recipe this week. It's pretty good. It's light. It's crisp. It's a good springtime, summertime thing. Cody does not like edamame either. I do like umami because you said edamame, umami. To him, it's no mames, which Cody's been spending a lot of time in Texas. He's starting to pick up some things. No, Shauna, we don't need low sodium versions. All you need to do is use low sodium soy sauce. There's no other sodium in the entire recipe. So, yes, it is an Asian salad, as evinced by the Napa cabbage and the bok choy, the bamboo shoots and the water chestnuts. It kind of fits in with the whole China tirade you got me set off on earlier here. Coincidental, but there are no coincidences. Time is a flat circle. The world moves the way the world moves, and things happen for a reason. Whether we understand it or not, it's an entirely different story, because perception is what guides us in the world, and I don't think any of us are smart enough to perceive all things at once. That's where I think the illusion of time comes from. The fact that none of us are actually capable of perceiving all things simultaneously. And if you got to the level of being simultaneously able to observe all things, you would be a god-tier individual, and that would be phenomenal. Right up to the point where your head exploded, because I don't think any of us have the capacity to process that. Yes, mandarin oranges, Cody. Yes, the mandarin. Anyway, so yeah, that's pretty much all I got in the tank. Give it a couple seconds over to the chat, see if you guys got anything else you want to float for me to go off about. And if not, I'm probably going to put them in, because as I keep referring to y'all, I'm tired, y'all. It's getting late. I mean, I'm prematurely Yes, Bill, there are no cats and dogs in that recipe. It's not authentic Asian. I apologize. It's vegetarian Asian. Excuse me. Sorry. Like I said, I've been very thirsty the last couple of days. I was actually sweating like a whore in church at work today, which is weird. But, it is what it is. We deal with the cards we're dealt with, and yeah. Oh, Lord. The Mandarin candidate Cody. Yeah, that's pretty special there. Yeah, for some odd reason, I don't know if it's because the computer's listening to me or something. Because I do have, that's the nice thing for any, you can still kind of get an idea how things look if you go to social media, look at the war room things. You get a rough idea for how the desk is set up here. You can see the multiple monitors I have going. I have my streaming stuff going here. I have chat over there because it's on a vertical monitor, so I can see more of the chat all at once. Instead of when I used to have it on the horizontal aspect, I would have to either scroll it or miss part of it. But all of a sudden, one of the windows I have open is my X feed, and all of a sudden now it's all fucking Met Gala coverage. And there are some absolutely hideous fucking outfits on these fucking clowns. There's just, between the guys in the dresses and the fucking women wearing, I guess, anything but clothing type dresses. I mean, like dresses with fake pony nipples on them. And Heidi Klum's outfit was actually very amazing. She dressed up looking like a statue, and there's a reason she's the queen of Halloween, I guess. But anywho, so yeah, if that's about all there is, Night Billy, have a good one. I'm gonna put a pin in it and say for now that's what I had to say.